Can a woman in their 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond actually build muscle? Is it too late, or are we just simply too old to build muscle? In this week's video, I'm going to give you 4 tips that will help you build your muscle, get stronger, and actually change your physique. Hi, it's Clara. As women reach midlife and are getting older, we know that maintaining muscle and building muscle becomes increasingly important. The reason for this is that building muscle will enhance your physical strength, it will increase your bone density, it will increase your metabolism, it will also boost your mental well-being, increase your quality of life, and your overall health. So today I'm going to give you my 4 tips, muscle building tips, to help you effectively build muscle and get stronger and healthier. Okay, here we go. Tip number 1, embrace strength training. So let's go over some strength training basics, okay? So how many sessions a week should you do? You should aim to do at least 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week, right? When you're doing those strength training sessions, you must focus on compound movements. Compound movements are movements that actually are multi-jointed and include multiple muscle groups at the same time. Those movements are something like squats, which is a sit and stand movement targeting legs and lower body. Deadlifts, which is a picking up movement, so you're picking something from the floor. Bench presses or press-ups or pressing motion. Rows, which is pulling towards you. And shoulder presses, which is pulling or pressing away from you. Now, I do have a free guide that I've included in the description below, which will help you to learn the correct technique and actually help you, get the movement correct, so that when you're doing any other strength training movements, it becomes easier for you. So download my 5-day fundamentals guide, and it's called Mastering Key Lifts for Women Over 40. Let's now talk about progressive overload. What is that? Okay, so you want to continually challenge your muscle gradually with the weights and the resistance of the exercise that you're doing in the gym or at home. So this concept is called progressive overload, and it is actually the key to muscle growth. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to start with weights that will allow you to perform 8 to 12 repetitions in good form and slowly increase that weight as you go along through your strength training journey. Okay, so you want to become, in other words, what you want to do is become stronger and stronger and stronger. So how I do this with my clients is I get them to always, every single week, increase their weights just by a little increments every single week. Okay, of course sometimes they will lift at maintenance. That's all good, but what you want to do is you just want to be stronger and stronger, or lift heavier and heavier as you go along week in, week out. Okay, so here is where I'm going to plug my 5-day fundamentals mastering the key lifts PDF, free PDF, which I talked about earlier and is linked in the description. Please, if you are a beginner, go there, download it, and just use the tutorials that I've put on there to help you actually master those 5 lifts that we talked about, so that you are doing them in good form, because that will be your foundation for all the other strength training movements. We also want to include a variety of different types of exercises. So we want to incorporate a mix of weights, machines, and your own body weight. Yeah, so we want to work different muscle groups, incorporating a variety of equipment. Okay, the variation in exercises and the variation in equipment, etc., also brings some excitement into the movement that you're doing or the exercise that you're doing. So try not to do the same thing over and over, week in, week out. Yes, we want a sense of consistency in the exercises that you're doing, i.e., we don't want to keep changing the exercises all the time. So you could stick to the same exercises maybe for 4 weeks at a time and everything, and then change it every 4 weeks. Okay, now let's talk about rest and recovery. So remember, what you're doing in the gym or what you're doing when exercising in strength training is you're actually tearing the muscle down during exercise, and then you're building muscle during rest time. So sleeping, your sleep time and your rest time. So really pay attention to that. You want to leave at least 1 day of rest between each muscle group that you're working on. So if you're working the same muscle group, for example, if you're doing legs and everything, don't do legs every day. You want to leave at least the minimum 1 day between each of those workouts, your leg workouts, if that makes sense. So let's move on to tip number 2, focus on nutrition. Here now, ladies, protein is going to be your best friend. As we age, our protein needs actually increase, okay? So what we want to do is focus on protein-rich foods, okay? Because protein is crucial for muscle repair and growth. So focus on high-quality protein sources, okay? And here is an example of a few that I can give you. So all meats, whether it's lean or a little bit fattier, right? All meats are rich in protein. So don't be scared of red meat. Don't be scared of fatty meats, etc. So we want red meat, we want chicken, we want fish, we want pork, lamb. All of those types of foods is what we want to include in our diet. In terms of fish, let me just go back to fish a little bit. Okay, we want to include things like salmon, tuna, mackerel, sardines, shellfish, etc. We also want to include things like eggs. So women can consume anything from 3 to 5 eggs per day. Dairy products, if your gut can take that, dairy products such as Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, etc. And of course, we've got the plant-based options like beans and lentils and tofu, right? Now, you want to consume anything between 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. If you are doing heavy strength training, you want to increase that to 2 grams per kilogram of your own body weight. Okay. Now, with nutrition, we want to also keep everything nicely balanced. So we want to ensure that your diet is well-rounded. So it includes the meat, as we've just talked about, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Okay. All of these foods are all provide essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which will support your overall health. Another thing that we must really take heed of when we are looking into our nutrition is to ensure that you are staying well hydrated, especially if you're living in a very hot country or you are doing a very labor-intensive workout, or it's a hot day, etc. You must make sure that you are staying hydrated. The standard out there is normally 2 liters of water per day, but go according to what your body requires. There's some people who are quite happy with 1.5 liters, others are quite happy with 3 liters and above, but it just depends on what your body's like and how much your body can actually take in. Another thing you can consider is probably introducing some supplementation into your diet. If you are not getting enough protein, for example, you can actually include a good quality protein powder, okay, into your diet. Again, this is another one. Remember, protein powders are coming from dairy sources. There are some from plants as well. So you must do your own kind of research on that, see what works with your stomach and your gut and everything and see what actually agrees with you. You can also include, and this is something that I do suggest to my clients, is to include creatine, okay? Creatine is actually a supplement that supports your muscle strength and muscle endurance and everything. It actually gives you a little bit of energy. Sometimes when I take creatine before I go and train, I feel like I can kind of like go in the gym a little bit more. It just gives me a little bit of energy. Maybe it's something in my head, I don't know. But creatine is another one that you can try. And remember, ladies, that supplementation is not something that you have to do. It's best to get all your nutrients really from food first before you consider any supplementation. Tip number 3, we want to adopt a healthy lifestyle. So what do I mean by that? Number 1, what we want to look at is sleep. We really want to concentrate on sleep quality, okay? Now, this can be quite a challenge for women who are going through perimenopause and menopause in general because of things like your hot flushes and your day and night sweats, etc. You tend to find that you can be a little bit uncomfortable in bed, get really hot, and therefore it disturbs your sleep pattern. But creating or starting to create maybe a nice sort of restful environment and a sleep hygiene routine that you implement every single day can actually help you get some kind of quality of sleep and some kind of quantity of sleep. So we have to be very mindful of that. We want to aim for something like 7 to 9 hours sleep. But of course, again, it depends on your body. Some people are quite comfortable with 6 hours of sleep and they get up and they feel restful. The key thing is, though, when you get up in the morning, do you feel fully rested? Remember, when you sleep and you rest, this is where all the muscle repair occurs, therefore muscle growth. In looking at our lifestyle and in trying to improve our lifestyle, we also have to take a look at our stress levels, okay? So chronic stress actually elevates cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone in our bodies, right? And when we've got consistent raised cortisol, what happens? It hinders muscle growth and overall health, okay? So what we want to do is we want to incorporate things like meditation, yoga, deep breathing, and just general relaxation to actually relax our bodies. And for us women that are actually going through menopause, it is crucial, really crucial, to actually have some kind of routine or some kind of thing that we put into our lives, if you want to call it that, okay? Relaxation routine into our lives. So it could be for you, it could be yoga. For some people, it could be, anything else, walking in nature, etc. So just find something that will help you relax and actually manage your stress levels. Another thing that I talk to my clients time and time again is to actually embrace consistency. You have to have consistency in everything that you're doing throughout. Your exercise, your nutrition, your sleep pattern, your managing of stress, etc. Set realistic goals. So don't go off, even though I've said that, I recommend that you do 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week. If your current schedule does not allow you to do that, then do the thing that allows you to do that, right? So if it's 1 session a week, then go down to 1 session a week until such time that you rearrange your diary and you can start beginning to include more sessions. So be very realistic in how you set your goals, okay? Stick to your strength and nutrition goals as well. Stick to them, whatever happens, okay? To be able to build your, what I call your consistency muscle. So another thing we need to do as well is to focus on bone health. So here is where we bring in a little bit of a mindset shift, okay? So instead of always focusing on weight loss, and I know some people do need to lose weight and they need their first number 1 focus would be weight loss. But in general, instead of focusing just on that, we also need to focus on our bone health. As we get older, our bone health becomes absolutely crucial. So weight-bearing exercises other than strength training could be things like walking, especially if you're walking on an incline, jogging, swimming, Pilates, yoga, anything that is going to put some kind of resistance to your body, to your bones, to your muscles, okay? And on top of that, you ensure that you're getting in enough vitamin D and also enough calcium. And here we go. This is my final tip. Tip number 4 is seeking professional help. So number 1, if you're a complete beginner to strength training, please hire a personal trainer or a fitness coach, okay? This is crucial. The reason why I'm particularly saying beginners is because a fitness trainer or personal trainer or fitness coach, whatever you want to call them, right, will be able to write you a structured strength training program that will also be able to help you with your technique and actually help you understand the benefits of strength training. And they can provide you with the guidance in proper form, your progression, and also motivate you to keep going on with your workouts. So please, if you can and you can afford it, hire a personal trainer. If you can't, then look for online courses, online programs that can help you actually do the workouts, because with online programs, you'll also find that the trainer themselves are actually teaching you, but it's actually online. So take advantage of that. Number 2, seek help from a nutrition coach or dietitian if you're not sure about what you're doing with your diet, okay? Number 3, right? Go for your regular checkups, especially when you start hitting 50s. Hello, I'm 57, right? Go for your regular checkups, check your blood pressure, check your blood sugar, your insulin, etc. Are you healthy overall? Are you of a healthy weight? Okay, things like that. So please make sure that you are attending your regular checkups and actually asking the doctors questions and asking them for help if you have to. So as we can see from the 4 tips I've given you, building muscle after 40 is not only possible, but is crucial and beneficial for women. We must do it, okay? So incorporate those tips and see how it goes. Remember, it's never too late to start on your strength building journey, okay? And your future self will thank you for it, okay? So start up slowly, build up slowly, seek help if you have to, and do what you've got to do to get stronger so that as you get older, you become independent and you're not reliant on somebody else looking after you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've been with me all the way through and everything, please consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you feel this information is going to be useful to anybody else, please feel free to share this video. Also, let me know in the comments below what kind of videos you would like to see. Download my freebie, which is linked in the description below. Have a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.